Hey everyone, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome. This is going to be your daily reading for March 26th. First things first, before we get into the reading, Mercury retrograde, full effect. Cannot wait for this sucker to go. So there's something going on with, I don't know if it's my internet connection, YouTube, my computer, I don't know what's going on. My uploads are taking like 3 hours when normally they would take like 20 minutes. Like I don't understand why it's so crazy. I've been on the phone with tech support, like to try and figure some stuff out. It seems to be working fine. I'm like, no, it's not. Like there's a thing. So I do have the April videos filmed, not all of them, but I have some filmed that I want to start uploading. The reason you don't see them is because of this upload. Like legit, I have to do the daily and it like takes all day just to get the one video up. So I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that this will be resolved. You'll have the April video soon as possible. But if you're not seeing the video, because I'm not even sure if this guy will make it up in time. So I'm filming this one early so we can give it a head start. But just know something's going on. Bear with me. Apologize for any waiting or any inconvenience. But just I wanted to let you guys know things are going on. So we will work them out. We will find a way. As for today's reading, interesting aspects going on. So we have two squares that I want to make sure we talk about. We have the moon making a square to Mercury, and then the moon is making another square to Neptune. So these energies, moon square to Mercury, a lot of times this just means, you may have a hard time putting feelings into words. I think for some of you, this may be getting kind of hung up on the past. Like you're kind of going over it and over it and over it. And you kind of just can't seem to like get yourself back to the present. So that may be going on for some of you. I think the biggest thing that this particular rune does, because obviously words, speech, communication, things like that are going to kind of trigger your emotions with these, because we're talking about Mercury versus the moon. So incessant talking may feel really draining, or I almost want to say frustrating. I feel like it'll feel frustrating to some of you. So something to be aware of, something you may just have to like bite your lip. If you can avoid it, avoid it. If you just have to face it, like just bite your lip and deal with it. You have another square with Neptune. This triggers a lot of our escapist tendencies. So again, the square with Mercury may be trying to bring some stuff up that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to deal with. Oh God, do I have to acknowledge this? Or you're like obsessing over it and you're acknowledging it too much. The square with Neptune, like I said, it triggers your escapist tendency. So you want to try to run away from it. Oh my God, let me just hide. Let me not deal with that. Let me live in the fantasy for a little longer. Like I don't want to face whatever that is. Could also, there could be like a little level of deception in it. And I'm talking about self-deception. Like you just kind of like, you want to believe what you want to believe, not what you see. So you may get wrapped up in the fantasy a little bit and just not be able to own up to what's actually present, what's actually going on. And rather just live in the little dreamland where everything's done and taken care for and there's no problems. Not how we solve our problems as adults, right? Thankfully, we do have a really positive conjunction. So Moon is in conjunction with Jupiter. This is great. So this brings some sympathy from others. This brings some support. I think for a lot of us, this is also going to trigger an inner need for change, which I feel like with the other two aspects, that would be pretty easy. Well, as long as you're aware of them, because essentially you think about it, your feelings are being triggered by thoughts of the past or communication about things that you're trying to run away from, that you're not trying to deal. Who wants to stay in that? So I can totally see a natural urge to want to change things and want to shift things. I think this aspect, what it's really doing is giving you the motivation. So not only is there a desire for different, this Jupiter influence is like, okay, so how do I change this? Because I'm literally not going to stand here for another second. Because Jupiter wants to expand us, wants to get us out in the world. So it's how do we interact and extend. So I think that is going to help. So it may be spurred by some discomfort and having to deal with some things, but I think it will take you far if you can just kind of lean into it and just buckle down and do what needs to be done. All right. We have a nice rune. So we got the rune I always call it Aegis, and I could be saying that wrong. But it's the rune of the elk or eelgrass, but it's a symbol of protection, which I love. I think for most of us, it really just speaks about facing difficulties head on and just squashing them in the moment. Like, don't ignore them and just let them like do something about it. Especially being the rune of protection. Like, know that you're going to be fine, but you do have to, run into the battle. But you're protected. You're good. I would say for some of you, because this also can be a good rune for those who are looking for work. A lot of times this rune will bring like a little boom of like good employment, especially if you have kind of been unemployed for a while or having a hard time. I think that's only for like a small portion of you. I think the most of it, especially with the aspects, it's really just about facing challenges and tackling them in the moment, head on, no hiding, no running away, just kind of dealing with it. I also kind of want to say that there may be something that has to do with you kind of being a little altruistic and selfless and kind of giving. And again, because what you're putting out, you're going to get back. So if you can kind of be open to supporting others and probably listening to others, which could be the hard part, because I told you that Mercury Moon square, a lot of talking can feel kind of draining. So to sit there and have to listen to someone like might be a little hard. But if you can just kind of like, all right, let me be a good friend right now. Like, yes, what's wrong? What do you need to say? Let it out. If you can just kind of like go through that, I think in turn you'll also get some support from that. So I think there's a little bit of that. Biggest part is just facing challenges, and for some of you, maybe voting for some new employment offers, which is great. We like that. All right. Sorry, I'm still trying to shake off this. Like, all day I've been dealing with this internet thing, so I'm like trying to shake it off. All right. So let's pull some cards, my friends. All right. I think I used this deck yesterday now that I'm thinking about it. This is the Oracle of Angels. I just made eye contact with it and I was like, sure, what you gotta say? Hopefully something to chill me out. All right, angels. Oh. I love it. All right, so we got the card of application. Couldn't have a more appropriate card. So, application. To me, this always brings up two things. One, to literally apply yourself. We talked about this when we were talking about the aspects. Or not the aspects, with our rune here. If there is a problem, if there's a situation, if there's something that needs to be taken care of, apply your skills to it. Like, take care of it in the moment. This card also sometimes can kind of speak to if you have been studying or preparing for something, or working on a new skill, something like that. The moment for its purpose is coming. Like, the moment for you to apply this knowledge, this wisdom, this training is coming. So either way, you're going to be put to the test. And this is going to be a good thing, because to me, when this card pops up, yes, you're going to be tested, but you have been preparing, or you are prepared for it. This isn't like, you just started 4th grade and then out of nowhere your teacher walks in, okay, you're all taking the SAT today. Like, this is something that you have prepared for. Like, you can see that there's a book at the bottom, and then, this tree and you are kind of growing from the book. So you have studied. You know what needs to be done. This is just a matter of applying it and putting those skills and talents to use, all right? I almost want to say this may even be, because I'm just kind of thinking in connection to the aspects, this may even be you utilizing your resources. Like, that's where the application comes in. Maybe you've been trying to deal with things and tackle something, but you've been doing it solely on your own. This may even be a test on how do you utilize, your support. How do you utilize your tribe? Maybe you have to ask someone for help. Or, hey, I've been trying to work on this thing and I just can't get past this certain bit. Could you, I know that this is something that you know a little bit about. Do you mind taking a look at this and helping me out for a little bit? Maybe you can get me past this hurdle. So I almost feel like this could be applying your resources as well, not just your own personal skill set. I don't know how many of you will relate to that, but I feel like at least one of you will. And I keep looking at the bottom of the deck, so you can kind of see here it's the Liberation card. So I think this test, if you, quote unquote pass it. But if you can kind of lean into it, I think it does kind of free you possibly from an old cycle. I almost want to say it's a belief, like a belief that you kind of keep telling yourself, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do that, or maybe even I can't ask for help. Like I feel like there's something like this hoop, like this is the cycle of it, like this hoop, like you're gonna go through it, or you're gonna bust out of it, like liberation, be free. Like I feel like you're gonna be free of some type of cycle or belief. Okay, that was fast. Oh, stop it. Oh, that made me like, ooh. All right, so I don't know if this has anything to do with what we were just talking about, but divine counterparts, Emperor and Empress, came out literally together. So it's funny, Emperor was the first card that fell out, and then the Empress card literally was stuck. Like as I was doing this, like it was stuck kind of like that. Like it couldn't get back in because it was like up against, so I kept banging it and then eventually it came out. Like, but ooh. Emperor and Empress. So it could definitely be counterparts coming together. I don't know if that has to do with today's daily reading or that's just something like, it's coming. Oh, that feels so heavy. Like, legit. Okay. Side note, we're going to sidebar that. No, universe, we're not taking that. That's like 20 cards. Try that again. Probably wasn't 20. I'm probably exaggerating. Oh, no. Stop it. See, now they're yelling at me. Look at this. Top of the piles that just came out. King and Queen of Swords. If I got any singles watching and you've been trying to manifest this divine partner, I mean, he or she is coming through, if not today, real soon. Legit. Could even be, so obviously King and Queen of Swords, so it could be maybe you're both air signs, one of you is an air sign. Just saying. What else we got? Okay. Oh, almost. So we also got a Queen and Knight of Wands. Not necessarily a counterpart. Who knows? I don't know. I ain't judging, but if there's a cougar out there, you might be finding some spicy little sexy little boy. I don't know. I ain't judging. It's wonderful. But, oh, okay. All these, like, I feel like I just want to put all these pairs together. Like, I don't feel like they're part of the reading per se, but they're popping up like it's a big thing. All right. So, what else we got? So we have the Six of Wands, followed by the Nine of Wands. We also have the Eight of Cups, and then the World. All right. So, Six of Wands, literally making me think of these oh, and there's 6 of them. Good Lord. Okay. So, Six of Wands is making me think of these pairings because the Six of Wands is about recognition, getting noticed, success, victory. So I feel like for these pairings, today might be the day you get recognized. Today might be the day you get noticed for doing, just for doing you and being whoever you were meant to be. Nine of Wands. So, I'm not getting stubborn. I feel like today with the Nine of Wands, especially kind of looking at what this is, because you're obviously not stubborn, because right after that is the Eight of Wands, so you're willing to walk away. So to me, this Nine of Wands, I almost want to like give it the 10 of Wands, because to me, this Nine of Wands, like you've been holding ground and persevering and standing in one spot for so long, and doing what you thought needed to be done, and doing the work, and being diligent, and being focused and devoted to whatever purpose had you standing in this one spot. You were real dedicated to it. But the reason I say I want to give it the like 10 of Wands, because I feel like you're done. And I think not necessarily done, like you've not given up on the mission or whatever. It's not that you've given up on this mission, but I think you've come to a point where you realize whatever action this isn't helping the cause. Like for a long time you're like, if I can just stay in this one spot and do this one thing, eventually I will find success. Eventually I will get there. I think you've kind of come to the point where you know that's not the case. You're not giving up on the mission, but you know doing what you've been doing isn't going to get you there. Therefore, you are ready to walk away from it. So you're not giving up, but you realize your action needs to be different. You can't do the same thing anymore because you know it's not going to get you the result you want. Therefore, you're ready to leave it behind. You're ready to walk away from whatever this is to find your success. And find it you shall. Because here we are with the world card, completion, ending. We're letting go of this burden. I normally don't look at this, and I don't even know what they are. I think they're just batons, if I think correctly. But if you look at the image, you can kind of see, hopefully this will focus. You can see the figure, in those two pentacles. She's holding like two sticks. But it's giving me very like Two of Wands. Like you're setting like you're following your intention. I wouldn't even say you're necessarily sending out your intention because you've already done that. You've been working for it. But I feel like it's kind of like those intentions have become your guiding light now. It's no longer, I feel like before it was the task, not the mission. It was the task that you were focused on. Now that you know this particular task wasn't the answer, you're going back to the mission. You're going back to why it all started, and that's what's carrying you over the finish line. Like you're wrapping up this old way of thinking, this old system. Even bottom of the deck right now is the Sun card. I didn't even notice that. So positivity, growth, vitality, life. I think this is about like literally that, finding your life, because you've been dedicating it to this thing. Now realizing this isn't going to get me where I want to go. I'm not giving up on the purpose, but I realize I need to do something different to get there. So I actually do feel it's still kind of positive. I almost wonder if we're talking about this relationship. Like if this is what you've been trying to manifest, how you've been doing it maybe is now about to change. You realize maybe you've only been trying to use like dating apps. Now you're like, okay, no, I can't use these apps. I need to go, join a club and go meet people, or, I need to go hang out at the park and, join a sports team, and just making things up. Asking your friends, I don't know. This just feels too big to not mean anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was talking about the Two of Wands. Here we come with the Three of Wands. So you've already set those intentions. Three of Wands, are the manifestations of those things coming back to you. Oh. Look at that, at the bottom of the deck now, Ten of Swords. Completion, ending, death of the old way. Alright, Spirit, anything you have to add? Whoa, okay. I was going to call it quits, apparently not. Alright. This is a lot, Spirit. No, we're going to do that again. If you got something to say, could you keep it concise, please? Don't give me 12 cards. See? Ooh, alright. So interesting, when we got that whole flood of cards, bottom of the deck, I did note was Seven of Wands. Here we got the Devil and the Moon. So temptations and secrets. I talked about application earlier. You're going to be tested. If we're talking about romance, I think I don't even want to say relationship. I was going to, and I kind of stopped myself. I almost feel like, a potential partner may be coming in, but that potential person coming in is going to exhibit this. They are going to be a temptation, but not necessarily the real deal. And this, if it didn't tell you already, is promising, no, the real deal's coming. This is crazy to have 6 pairings. Well, 2 perfect pairings, one, Knight and Queen, meh. Still, but it's both one, so I'm putting it in there. It feels right. But I feel like something's coming that, it may be not because of the moon, because of the devil card, it may be something real lusty and sexual that kind of lures you down this path. Definitely be aware of that. Don't fall for that, because this could possibly be the test. If we're not talking about work, and for you this is manifesting as a romantic situation, I think before you meet the one, you're going to meet a real kind of shady, funky one that is going to try and trick you. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups, emotional contentment. Don't allow yourself to believe this. Like, really check. You know, is whatever this temptation is, does it really give me everything I need? Or, and actually this is really what should be going on, you should already be in possession of this. You should already have everything you want. Does this come in and shake this up? This, whatever is coming in, should only add to this, not subtract. If you start to feel a little meh, then that's how you know this is the fake one. Like, once this starts getting messed with, this goes bye-bye. All right? That's how you know, that's how you're going to recognize this energy coming in. Oh, all right. I'm only going to shuffle this once. Okay, I'm going to make these the last two, otherwise we'll be here for 3 days. Oh, 10 of Swords again. Look at that. All right. Okay. All right. All right. What we got? Yeah. Oh, yes. All right. So exactly what I just said. So I talked about this guy being the false one. After that, you've got the Lovers in reverse and the High Priestess. So yes, there is going to be a false partner coming into your situation. For those of you that this is reading as romantic, High Priestess is your intuition, your inner knowing, your higher self. If your gut starts to get triggered by this person, that's how you know this is not the one. You let them go. Do not get stuck with this individual, because they will mess you up. All right? They will mess you up. So do not fall for it, because there is someone much better coming down the pike. I almost wonder if they recognize you, like maybe they spot you, because again, I told you this is recognition. You know, could also be fame, something in the public eye. But I wonder if the real one recognizes you, but at the same time, so does the devil. Like, you start beaming and shining so bright that you get a lot of attention. One of which you want, one of which you don't. So now you have to make sure you choose correctly. All right? Because they may not both speak up at the same time. One may speak up before the other one. So you may not be able to compare them before you make your decision. But you'll know from your gut. If your gut starts to bring up some red flags, don't do it. Don't fall for it. And I know you'll know the difference. Because, oh, stop it. So 10 of Swords, the worst has already happened. So whatever would have shown you what this person is has already happened. All right? You've already gone through this death and you're already prepared. And look, right under that, 10 of Swords, then you get 10 of Cups. This death happened to make way for this fairy tale ending, all right? So do not fall for these shenanigans. Because, good Lord, literally a counterpart is coming in. Like, amazing. Freaking amazing. All right, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up here before we start throwing out this entire deck. Sending you guys lots of love again. Please be patient for these readings. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but I'm hoping I can get these up in a timely manner. But just kind of bear with me while I find the solution for that. As always, sending you guys lots of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. And as always, love to hear from you guys. If you have anything to share, hit me up down below in the comment section. You can DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. And as always, if you want to book a private session, excuse me, all that info will be in the description box. All right, love you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.